Hey everybody, this is Dr. J and Kamal, streaming live from Long Island, New York. I know it's a new time. We're playing hide and go seek with everybody, Kamal.
I guess, right.
Yeah, we
It's
keep
a good
saying
day. I like it. It's a green day, for the majority of my stocks.
lovely day on the street. It could be overcast, I don't care. It could be drizzling, I don't care. A lot of green in my portfolio today. Heavy biotech. Biotech was getting warming up, especially the gene editing stocks.
Right.
On Sunday, for whatever reason, I decided I would do uh, a Twitter Spaces. That's like voice only on Twitter.
Oh,
So gene editing and puppeteer and leptin. A few people, a few of our viewers joined us, and we had a big discussion about gene editing. And sure enough, all the gene editing stocks are flying today on Tuesday. So we should have those spaces more often. It seems whatever we talk about goes up. Well, CRISPR, of course, is going to be the first of the four of them to get a product to market. It appears their sickle cell disease drug is showing great efficacy, and they're going to apply probably by the end of the year with the FDA, and they'll probably get a mid PDUFA date mid 23, I would think. So maybe 1 year from now, the first gene editing drug will be approved. That'll be a tremendous shot in the arm for all of them. Don't you think?
yep.
We need one of them to get approved with a drug, and then they're all going to start to take off. They're all undervalued right now. I mean, maybe CRISPR was overvalued at 200, but it definitely was undervalued at $42 recently. Now it's trading around 70 after this pop today. And the same with Beam. Beam was in the high 20s. It was ridiculous. And that, they're $4 or $5 billion market cap stocks now. They probably should be 15 billion market cap stocks. So there's plenty of room to run. Let's see what Pete has to say. Bad open in the market, big turnaround. We have not seen that in a while. Yes, that's correct. Let's take a look at the averages. See how the close. I don't know. I didn't look at the closing prices. So let's see. Spiders were exactly even on the day, up 6. And the Dow is down 0.42. It had been down a lot more. I think it was down 600 points. I saw it. It only closed down 129. The NASDAQ up 200 to 1.75, and the Russell up 0.52%. It was a nice turnaround day, especially for the NASDAQ, for all the averages. And one of the reasons is crude oil. Look at crude oil back under 100.
Yes, that's actually a very good sign.
That's one of the reasons for this turnaround, for the rally, I think. Gold continues to slide, show weakness, silver weakness. The euro is still weak against the dollar. The 10-year bond, another good bullish indicator, right? Down 8 basis points to 2.8%. Excellent. I mean, that's got to be spurring the averages on. Drop in crude, drop in the yield at a 10-year. Very good signs for the market. And look
Yes.
at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, am I saying things? Bitcoin is up 3%. Haven't seen that in a while. I'm going to open up the window, being that it's not raining yet. Excuse me for a second. There we go. Get a little fresh air. Okay. IWM. Let's take a look at IWM. Well, actually, let's look at the chart on the spiders. exactly even on the day. I drew one line in 349. Why did I draw that line? Because it's a 50% retrace from the March 2020 lows to the peak, which we had in January. So if we do hit the down button again, I think we have a cushion at 349.62 in my opinion. In fact, I think that'll hold. So if we get one more sell-off, I think it won't be a major one. That's my thinking. I mean, I went over the Fibonacci chart. I showed everybody this quite a few times. We're going to let's look at Bitcoin. Unusual for Bitcoin to be up, and it's up when the spiders were flat. And look at this beautiful candle today. Very lovely. You know, it's one of those bullish dojis with a long tail and basically a flat top. I love that kind of candle.
It's like a spring. It's a
Like
spring.
I call it a thumbtack. You know,
Right.
There's a lot of different names for it, but let's look at Roblox. That had a phenomenal move today. 14%, about over 40. Holy mackerel. I picked it up, I think, in the 20s, if I remember correctly. So actually making money on something. Well, the recent batch I picked up in the 20s. And it closed above 40. Wow, look at that solid green candle. And it took out the high from middle of last week of 37.48 rather easily. Let's just see where we are if we draw a horizontal line from today's high, just as a point of reference. Doesn't particularly look like much resistance at this level. So I think being that we closed above the 50 and now above the 100, I think we could make a run all the way up to the 200 moving average, up to around 64.50. Let's look at the 3 weekly to get a better idea of some possible areas of resistance. Not much. I think this is really the main resistance at $53 according to the weekly. And that's not a tremendous amount of resistance. Right in there. Yeah, that's certainly is resistance. $53, we get through that, we're probably looking at the 50 week moving average at $66 as the next area of resistance. But first we got to make a move to the 50s and get through $53. I think that might be an area to take some profit though, right about that, 50, 52, 53. Let's look at I know that. It's really not I know that. It's the reason I call it I know that is because I can't say the name. Inhibicase Therapeutics. Inhibicase Therapeutics. Okay. They have a Parkinson's drug that's starting phase 2A. And that's interesting to me. I bought some today. Tim Kirk alerted me to the prospects, the fundamentals of this company. They also have a cancer drug. So they have a couple of irons in the fire. It looks like the possibility of the Parkinson's drug alone could be a multi-billion-dollar drug, if it's any good at all, because there really is nothing now for Parkinson's that stops progression or slows it even. So that's what the claim is here, that it would reverse functionality. And if that happens, this little company will not be a little company. Well, I'm sure it'll get bought out long before it hits 10,000. I mean, it has like no market cap. So it's crazy. I bought some today. I had to pay the ask, because there's like no trading, 20,000 shares traded, something like that. So I paid the ask. The chart looks pretty good. The support at 56 cents. There's also resistance up here. Let's draw it right in here at about $1.53. We're at 86 cents. There's room to run. This looks like a good one, along with many other bios. Let's take a look at Geron. Geron, of course, has blood cancer drugs. It's been going up every day. Let's look at the daily. It's even more impressive. Look at the daily. One new high after another. Stemming back to this Harami on 6/17. This was the tip-off, this little Harami right here. And it took off, boy. It's new high every day. Today, it really jumped up from yesterday's close of 160. Yesterday's close at 167. It closed at 181, up 14 cents. Very nice move. Of course, I think they have two indications in the hopper for telomerase, a telomerase inhibitor. I think the name is imetelstat, or I'm probably saying it wrong. I haven't looked at the fundamentals in a very long time, but I suppose one of them, whether it's MF or MDS, one of them must be very close to getting a PDUFA date, or maybe already does have one. And like I said, I haven't been following. The market cap on this one is pretty big. I think it's 680,000 or 666, something like that. I just want to take a look at the market cap on IKT again, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
IKT, I think, has an extremely low market cap. IKT. Market cap. Wow, 21 million. Am I seeing things? That's like nothing. Kamal, you and I could chip in and buy the company.
Here we go.
Yeah,
do it.
21 million. We could own a billion dollar, the next $1 billion drug. It very easily could happen. All right. It looks undervalued.
Volume is very anemic still.
Yes, I told you I had to buy at the ask. I couldn't fool around if I wanted to buy it. Volume is anemic. 31,000. It's like nothing. Kidding around volume. Take a look at. Let's see. What do you want to look at now? I wrote down a few of them. I wrote down. What else did I write down? CRISPR. Let's look at CRISPR and the XBI. Yeah, CRISPR and the XBI. All right, let's do CRISPR. CRISPR jumped 16% today, I think. No, 10%. Beam jumped 16%. Again, it has trouble every time it gets to the 200. This is the third time it's trying to make it. You think 3 times will be a charm that we can close above the 200?
I'm very optimistic, actually. Yes.
Yeah, I want to see it close above the 200. It came right up to it today. The 200 is at 72.14, and the high of the day was 71.64. I want to see it close right up here, right about up there where my cursor is. Actually, this would be a nice close, 75.24. It hit that high not too long ago, so it shouldn't be impossible. Do we have a double top here? It looks like it might be a double top. So that would be an important number to take out. Yeah, that's a double top at 75.52. So we want to let me say I want to close above 75.52. Then I'll be very happy with CRISPR. I'm happy anyway. I mean, look, it ran from this low of 42.51 to $70 in a couple of months. So that was a very nice run. We were at that low May 12th, not even 2 months. So this is a very nice run, and we're now in this trading range, stuck between the 100 and the 200. And every time it gets up to the 200, it comes back to the 100. This time I want to see it go through the 200. Let's see if it can make it. All right, what else did I want to look at?
So Amazon also did very well today. Amazon and Google.
Let's look at XBI before we look at Amazon. Up 5.81%. This is why our viewers are happy. The biotech players are happy. Big pop on XBI. Look at the chart on XBI. Really beautiful now. I don't want to say anything, but I called XBI a while ago as being the best of the indices to play. In fact, MA asked me to look at SMH, XBI, I think the financials or whatever it was. And I said XBI looks by far the best. And so far I was right. We closed above the 100 today. Wow. So not only did we take out the 50 2 weeks ago, but we closed above the 100 today. We're going to go all the way up here to $97. No, I think we got a peak up here. We got to take out first, 97.19. All right, let's draw that. 97.19. We take that out, then we go up and through to. We could be at $100 very easily. This is a tough area of resistance, so up near 100, right? That where I drew the line is quite a bit of resistance. But let's get there first. 97.29 would be a really nice move. It would mean all of our biotechs are doing well. It would make me very, very happy. We charted the SPY. Amazon you want to look at, right?
Yep.
All right. And let's see. Beautiful candle, but it too is flirting with the 50-day, and hasn't had enough energy to go through it. We have to take out the high of last week or 2 weeks ago, 117.98. Let's draw that in. If we do that, I think we take out the 50 as well.
But that's an impressive candle the past few months.
Very impressive. Yeah, you see, if we can close above 117.98, we're also closing above the 50. So that's what I'm looking for, a fill. And we'd also be filling this gap, which we talked about a long time ago, right? We talked about filling this gap. That was a target. Yeah, we did. We actually filled that gap already back here. Is there another gap to fill? Yeah. Oh no, we didn't fill the gap. It's up here. Let me draw the line. It's a red candle, so the close would be. No, the close is down there. We filled the gap. We filled that gap. Okay, so we filled that gap. Fine. We want to close above this peak, 117.98 on Amazon, and then we can challenge a very key level up here at 128.99. Very key level. Takes that out, then we could be looking at filling this gap up here. I think this is the one we were talking about. Kamal. 144.47. That's the one. That's the one we're going to fill. You watch. That's the next target. 144 is coming up for second half, beginning of the second half, which we're in now. I think sooner than later we'll be up there on Amazon.com.
So it's very attractive to buy right now.
Yeah, and even more attractive to buy if and when it takes out 117.78. I think we want to close at least above the 50.
Oh, it will.
Yeah, it should. How about your chewy Cocoa Puffs? I had a good day today.
Yes, it did.
You want to look at chewy?
Chewy and then BCRX.
All right. Yum. Chewy took out the high from last week of $44.40. Closed above that high. Very nice. Chewy's chart is looking very good. It's not a Bow Wow stock anymore. In fact, look at where what it took out. It took out a very key level of resistance that goes all the way back to April. You see?
Yep.
So this is a very key close. It closed above most of that resistance. I'd like to see it continue on up tomorrow with a confirmation green candle tomorrow. I'd like to see the whole market get a confirmation green candle.
Yep.
Including the spiders.
I'm hopeful this thing will be back way up there.
BCRX did not take out our 1132, did it?
Almost. We're gonna get there.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting. We're patiently waiting for that to happen.
I think it's gonna happen this week.
Hope so. There it is. It's waiting to be taken out.
The 1132.
Yeah. That's taken out. We can run. We should run. We should run higher than at least up to the 200, 1327, and probably higher. We should probably close this gap. The close this day was 1788. It will eventually close this gap. The company is a good company. The Orladeyo is good drug. It's got all kinds of prospects in orphan diseases. It's got a future. This company. It's not your everyday crummy biotech that has two people, two people working in some dark room with test tubes. This is a real company.
Yep.
And it will take out these key levels. Just got to be patient with this one, I think.
I have no other option but to be patient.
Yeah. Got a little more time. We want to do one more?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any requests? Pete said, go BCRX, go. Cabinet guy, he wants to know, did we do BCRX? And coin is mentioned. Okay, let's take a look at coin. We'll end the show with coin. Coin must have had a good day because 3% move on Bitcoin, right?
Yep.
Closely correlated. This was up 13%. Wow. Bitcoin was only up 3%. So coin had a very good day. But it's still range bound, and it's going to until it breaks out of 62.71. This high 64.09, take that out. We're still in the trading range on this one. And the higher trading range, once we take that out, there's another, we'll be in the old trading range, which is back here with a high of 82.70. So we got a couple of targets. The first target being 64.09, and the second target 83.32. And then you could run all the way up to over 100 again. Bitcoin is not going to stay at 20,000. It may go down first, even if it goes to 14,700. I have every confidence it'll be 100,000 in a year or two. So Bitcoin is not going anywhere but up in the long run, I think. Let's just look at that chart one more time. Bitcoin. We didn't look at the chart.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. Let's look at the weekly, or even the weekly. Okay, basically it started at 0, and it's had a tremendous run all the way up to 2020, 2021, where it topped out at 64,863, came back down, and then topped out again 11/7/21 at 68,000 and change, 69,000. And now it's come back down even more than the previous retreat. So that means it's going to go up even higher than the old high. This is just bigger and bigger cycles. That's all it is. It's going to cycle up, probably to a next stop at about 1,000, 100,000. Sorry, 1,000.
Wow, that would be great.
Yeah, I really do. I'm very, very bullish for Bitcoin in the long run. Okay, so
somebody requested the RLX, I believe it. RLX.
What's ROX?
RLX.
Oh, RLX. Yeah, we've charted that a couple of times, right? That's the Cabinet Guy stock, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 206 down 12 cents. This is the weekly. Can't see much from the weekly. Daily. Well, it's holding the 50. That's very, very key, Cabinet Guy. You don't want it to close below the 50. As long as it holds the 50, we're in an upward trend. It looks like it's worth holding on to. All right, so that's it for today. It's been a nice, fun day. Pete's with us. Cabinet Guy's with us. Good to see everyone. Pete, we asked about CTIC next time. Cabinet Guy says RLX is hanging by a thread. Yeah, but it's still hanging, so it's hanging tough. It's a tough thread. It's a tough thread. So as always, do your own due diligence, our opinions strictly own and do not understand investment advice, directly advisory for acting. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends about us. Hasta la vista, baby. Ciao.
Looking for a green week.
Hasta mañana.
Bye, guys.